أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. My dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Welcome back on our series MTA Kids Time. We are discussing on a particular book, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, kindness for children. And in our previous episode, we have discussed many topics regarding the love and kindness the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam have for children. For instance, he talked about kindness for servants and also having affection or love for your children and also train them properly. The Holy Prophet has talked about it. And inshallah, in today's episode, we are going to discuss about punishing children and what the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said with regard to this very important matter. So therefore, before we start, we always start with the recitation from the Holy Quran. So let's hear the recitation from Brother Ibrahim, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر.
Jazakumullah for that wonderful recitation. So can we hear the translation from Sister Zainab, please?
Assalamu alaikum
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Translation. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful, surely we have given thee abundance of good. So pray to the Lord and offer sacrifice. Surely it is the enemy who is without issue.
Jazakumullah, thank you very much. So viewers, as I said, we are going to talk about punishing children on this particular episode. So as I said, I will be quoting the book because we are using a particular book. So that's why I'll be quoting directly. So we hear the discussion. The next person to speak was Tariq in the book. He told the class that the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbade anyone to hit a child on the face. Anyone, particularly parents. We are talking about relationship, parents and children, right? So the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbade any individual to hit a child on the face. He said, this Tariq was narrating, he said, I was watching a TV program the other day. There were many cases reported where parents were so annoyed with the behavior of their children that they lost their temper and hit them on their faces. He said they have seen a lot of cases, reported cases on TV, that parents got angry and annoyed with the behavior of their children, and the only thing they resolved to was to hit their children on face. What is that the teaching of Islam? Should parents be hitting their children when they misbehave on faces? Inshallah, we'll see. In some countries, even today, elders hit children as a punishment for any wrong they have done. In some countries, when the children commit mistake or wrong thing, what the elders do is to call them and beat them, and particularly beat them on the faces. So sometimes this leaves a scar, that's a mark on their faces or causes other serious injuries. He said the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who stood for the cause of children, forbade anyone to hit them on their faces. The Holy Prophet forbade this strictly. And then we all know as Muslims, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is meant to be followed. And in fact, it's not possible for you to get the love and the praise of Allah Almighty without following the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Islam. That's our belief. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the believers, if you truly love Allah, then you should follow the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He told the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell them, if they truly love me and they want to get the pleasure of my love, then fattabi'uni, they should follow me. That is the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And as I always say, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reported to have said, whatever I give you, hold on to it. And whatever I forbid you, distance yourself from it. So this is one of the things that he forbade parents from doing, not to slap their children on their faces. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then he has brought a very beautiful teaching with regard to this. Another individual in the class by the name Miss Michelle said, we all know that the face is a very sensitive part. It's a very sensitive part of our body. And hitting on the face will eventually cause a serious harm to the individual. So therefore, we should therefore never hit children on their faces. Never hit children on their faces. And in fact, the Holy Prophet ﷺ also talked about women, that a husband should not beat his wife on a face, because the face are very sensitive organs. They carry the eyes. In the absence of the eye, you cannot see. You become physically blind, right? The nose for breathing, in the mouth for eating, the ears. Many sensitive organs are found on the face. So by hitting at that place, especially for children, when their bones are not that much strong compared to elderly individuals, you can easily cause a damage on the face. And that will be something else that as a parent you will not want. So in order to avoid such, follow the instruction of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam by not hitting your children on the face. That's an instruction. And also we can see from the life of Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salatu wasalam, the holy founder of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, a very beautiful scenario. And this can teach parents on how to deal with their children, not necessarily by beating them, whether a face or any part of the body. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam trusted his children. He encouraged them to never do anything that was wrong. And that should be the stand for every father or a mother. You have to have trust in your children. And you have to make sure that, put this at the back of their mind, that they should not do anything that is wrong. They should try their utmost level not to do anything that is wrong. And that was the way the Prophet ﷺ trained his children. And for instance, we have seen an incident. The Prophet ﷺ was once with one of his disciples who was peeling almonds. Then Hazrat Mr. Basiruddin Mahmud Ahmad, the second Caliph of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, who happened to become the second Caliph of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, radiallahu anhu, who was about 4 or 5 years old at the time. This Hazrat Mr. Basiruddin Mahmud Ahmad, Khalifatul Masih the second, at that time he was very young, around 4 to 5 years. Then he came in and took all the almonds that these disciples were peeling. Then the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam was watching this. He feel bad that his child is doing this in the midst of his disciples. How will they see it? Say, oh, this child is not disciplined. The Prophet ﷺ did not discipline his children. You understand? They will have that impression. But look how beautifully the Prophet ﷺ trained his children and how he solved this without causing any injury or harm to the child. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, Basiruddin is such a good child. He will not take a lot. He will take only 1 or 2 and put back the rest. Understand? He don't say, hey, come here, bring it here, or else I will beat you, or run after him, beat him. No. He said, Basiruddin is a very good child. And I know he's going to take only 1 and return everything. So see, the child had this. Then the child compiled everything, complied immediately, and left with only 1 or 2 almonds. And this was exactly Mr. Basiruddin Ahmad. Then was a child. This is what he did. He took only 1 and he returned everything. See how he solved it. If it was somebody, the only possible way he could have done is to run after the child, beat the child, or insult the child, or wait until after these people have dispersed, then come and beat the child or punish the child. But look, he encouraged the child and showed the child that you are a very good individual. See, the child also had this, and the child believed and returned everything and took only 1. So this is very important. Punishment is not the solution. We also learned yesterday in our episode the narration of Hazrat Anas radiallahu anhu, who was given to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for him to be his servant or to grow under the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam training or tarbiyat. And then he narrated this. He said he have never done anything wrong, or where he was supposed to do something and he don't do it. Then the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam shouted at him. So therefore, as Muslims, he is our role model. So we ought to follow him. We ought to follow the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to maximum level. He did not punish children for committing mistakes. We always try a way out, not to cause any harm to the child, but to uplift the child in moral qualities. Like Anas, when he grew, he was happy and he was moral trained because the Holy Prophet ﷺ trained him well, not through punishment. Some children, if you punish them, it will get worse. So it's important to follow the instruction of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. So what do we learn? What do we learn before we end this thing? Sadia, what do you learn from this episode?
I learned
Take the mic.
I learned that the Holy Prophet ﷺ forbid that parents should never beat children on their faces.
Parents should never beat children on their faces. So this is not only faces, but rather not to punish, not to hit them. Understand? Because that's not the solution. Thank you very much. So viewers, this is what time allowed us. We have come to the end of another episode. As I say, we are talking about the Holy Prophet ﷺ kindness for children. And today our episode was based on punishing children. So therefore, let us always reflect on the life of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, how he have done things. Because this is what the Holy Quran told us. He is the best role model. And he said, وَمَا أَتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا. Whatever the Holy Prophet ﷺ gave you, it is an obligatory upon all of you to hold it firm. And whenever he forbade you, therefore, there is no way but to abstain from it. And for punishment, the Holy Prophet ﷺ has strictly forbade parents from punishing their children, particularly when it comes to hitting them. This is what we are talking about. There's always a way to punish them, to morally train them, but it should be a genuine punishment, not to cause any harm on their bodies or on their moral. So therefore, this is a very important discussion. So we try by our utmost level to follow the instruction of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. I was your host, Said Sambaso, here in MTA International Gambia Studio. Until we come on your way. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
There is no God but Allah. There is no God but Allah. There is no God but Allah, Muhammad is his messenger.